Alright, I'm back. Sorry that took fucking forever, but... Supposed to be 15 minutes, that was more like 25. Jesus. But it took a little longer to eat than I thought it would, so... I was here though, I was like monitoring the time, and I was like, shit, I gotta get back there. Or, you know. I gotta get back to it, but... You know, you can't rush food. So, it should take an average of 20 minutes to eat, and that's how long it took, so... Takes less than that, you're doing it too fast. Or something like that. Yeah, because, you know, I think it's like unhealthy or something, like, I don't know how it can affect you, but you're not really supposed to eat that fast, so... Maybe it's just the fact that, based on the average chewing speed of a person, they're probably like, if you're doing it in less than 20 minutes, you're not chewing your food enough. I don't know. Something like that. So... The fuck? The hell is this? Okay, good. Controller's not in bad shape. Unmute my TV so I can hear what the fuck's going on. Let's keep going. So go back there. Right. Or I can just kind of do this. Their uniform seems a bit billowy for my taste, but I do like the color. Oh, you like yellow? And dusty as... Alright. So these yellow jackets uphold the law? I imagine they have their work cut out for them around here. Oh yeah, City of Pirates. Yeah, you're probably right to think that way. Thank you for coming at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I'll be brief. We want you to protect Goldwhites, who was until recently leader of the Flaming Mongrels. They were once a gang of raiders, but eventually settled in Limsa Lominsa to extort and rob their way to a position of considerable influence in the criminal underworld. That all ended when Goldwhites turned himself in. No one saw it coming, not even the other Flaming Mongrels. He's due to give testimony in exchange for a reduced sentence, and not just about the crimes he committed himself, either. All the gangs he's had dealings with have ample reason to silence him before he spills his secrets. He's currently being held in the Marabi dry docks. Your job is to see that he reaches Limsa in one piece. So you want us to act as bodyguards to a criminal? I don't like the sound of that. We'd be protecting the information that's in his head, which could be used to bring countless other lawbreakers to justice. Sounds like a worthwhile cause to me. He sees the bigger picture. It is. And before you ask why we're hiring outsiders, 1 second. It's to avoid attention. If I pull too many yellow jackets from their posts, the gangs will figure out what's going on. Better to give the impression that it's business as usual while using professionals like you to escort them in secret. We still need to secure the route, so I'll go on ahead and see to the preparations. Come and find me at the dry docks when you're ready. Before we begin, we should find out more about this Goldwhites. While it's important to place our trust in the client, I don't want to repeat the mistake we made last time. Okay. If the rumors are true, the Flaming Mongrels are involved in most of the money lending and extortion that goes on in this city. Goldwhites was at the center of this web, overseeing every aspect of these clandestine activities. Now that he has finally found the decency to give himself up, I imagine that his former associates would rather he kept quiet concerning their dealings. Okay. Oh yes, everybody has heard of the Flaming Mongrels. Their modus operandi is to offer loans, increase the interest to the extent that their mark has no hope of ever paying it back, and then forcing that poor soul to obey their every whim. Right. Just like the fucking bank in real life. Yeah, it's like tying that noose around yourself called a mortgage or any other kind of student loans, but much better example. Yeah, there we go. That one doesn't go away no matter what. It's like getting a student loan. The debt you take on. Oof. I'm not at liberty to discuss an ongoing investigation. I can say, however, that many Yellow Jackets believe heartless curs, like Gold Whites, deserve nothing less than death. He and his rogues have left only tragedy and despair in their wake. Mercy would be a waste. Ooh. Not bad, huh? Sophie? This Goldwhites has garnered quite the reputation for himself. It seems Futog Yafutog was telling the truth. Really? What's your take on this, Brodwin? Did you hear anything useful? Everybody wants him dead. Yes, it's just as Futog Yafutog said. Goldwhites certainly has a lot of enemies on both sides of the law. Radovan, it's not too late to refuse. Think about what you're doing. Trust me, I have. Now let's say no more on the matter. We have a job to do. Get a haircut tomorrow, fuck this. I expect he'll be in fetters, but I'll still be keeping an eye on him. If he tries to escape, I'll make him regret it. We can't let anyone get between us and Goldwhites. If he dies, it's all for naught. All set? Good. Then it's time to bring out the prisoner. Fair enough. I present to Goldwhites, Scourge of Limsa Laminsa. His life's in your hands now. Guard him well. Thank you kindly. Are you sure you've got the right man? Quite sure. Now listen carefully, this is important. We've scouted the road ahead and we've spotted a group of unsavory figures lying in wait. The plan is to put them down and rush past before anyone realizes what's happened. Well, if that's how you'd prefer us to handle it, then very well. But we'll need someone to take the lead and cut through their ambush. I choose you for that role, Leon. Show me how far you've come as a gunbreaker. Of course. Excuse me. The rest of us will stay close to Goldwhites and fend off any that try to flank us. Futog, I give you my word that we'll get him to Limsa Laminsa even if I have to carry him there. We're depending on you, Leon. Once you've cleared a path, we'll be right behind you. We'll regroup at Oshan's Embrace and assess the situation before moving on. If anyone could carry that big-ass dude, it would be Radovan. Certainly not me or Sophie. Too small for that shit. Cutting a swath through enemy lines, striking where they're most vulnerable before they have a chance to counterattack. This is where gunbreakers excel. So we're essentially, sort of shock troopers then. Like, our strategy is blitzkrieg DPS, and yet we're considered tanks. No wonder people would like to joke that it's a DPS in disguise. Anyway. Don't push yourself too hard. Things take a turn for the worse, fall back. I appreciate what you're doing for me, lad. I'd go with you if I could, but my first responsibility is to keep Goldwhites alive. Radovan's orders. Alright, no worries. A hired assassin. You bastard! Where are the rest? Kill him! You and what army? Pretty poor attempt at an ambush. Without the element of surprise, they're nothing. Yes, very impressive, but I'll save my thanks until we reach Limsa, if you don't mind. I bring bad news, I'm afraid. Those men weren't here to ambush you, they were only lookouts. The bulk of the enemy force lies ahead. We'll take the prisoner to a safe hiding place until those rogues have been dealt with. What? Why wasn't I informed sooner? We only just received the information ourselves. I'm to take the prisoner into custody while you are to return to your post until further notice. As for the hirelings, their services are no longer required. Now hold on a moment. Look, if you've got a problem, take it up with Commodore Raynor. They're his orders, not mine. Sounds a bit shady. Alright, you've made your point. Remember that Yellow Jackets want him dead too. This is a little sketch. Well, that's that, I suppose. Nevertheless, I'll see that you receive the full amount as agreed. It was a pleasure working with you. Something about this doesn't add up. Surely it would make more sense for Futog to go with him. Besides, our agreement was to see Goldwhites to Limsa Lominsa, and that's exactly what I intend to do. You two come with me. Looks like the shoe's on the other foot this time, so I can hardly refuse. Come on, before he does something we'll regret. It's, so far every single assignment we've gotten from these Adventurers Guilds, we've had to kind of go above and beyond, haven't we? That's actually still shorter. Not by a lot, but by enough. Ridiculous. This is her idea of a safe hiding place? Apparently. She took him inside. If my guess is correct, there's no time to waste. Nothing for it but to follow him, I suppose. Yep, that was predictable. Stop this at once! Stay out of it, sellsword. My friend's dead because of this filth. He's got no right to live, so why would you protect him? Because I gave my word. Though he may be beyond redemption, he acts not for his own sake, but for the good of others. His testimony will make Limsa Lominsa a safer place. Now lower your axe. Thank the 12 you got there when you did. It didn't take long for us to find out it was all a ruse, but by then she'd already bought enough time to carry out her plan. Luckily for us, the three of you weren't so easily duped. Of course, she's not the only Yellow Jacket to bear a grudge against Goldwhites, but I never thought any of us would go to such lengths. A fine bloody mess this is. It happens. While we may have been waylaid somewhat, our orders to escort Goldwhites still stand. Before we go, I want to thank you all for all you've done. Truth is, I ain't got long to live. Even if I can't escape having me head lopped off, the sickness will get me sure enough. You could have lived out your days as one of the leading figures in the underworld, rich and powerful. What made you turn yourself in? Since afore I can remember, I've been cheating and killing to put food in me belly and gill in me pocket. And I was good at it, too. Worked me way to the top. But to the top of what? A bunch of liars, swindlers, and murderers. When I found out I only have a few moons left, I realized. Limbs is the way it is because of people like me. It ain't gotta be that way, though. Not if I say me piece. Or my piece, sorry. In that case, we'd best get you to Limsa. Post haste. Aye, before I kick the bucket. Lead the way. He didn't find happiness in robbing, stealing, and killing his way to wealth. Imagine that. Money doesn't buy happiness after all. No matter how you get it, I guess. That was rather more eventful than I'd anticipated. I must say, however, that you and yours performed admirably. Well, thank you. I'm glad our part's over, but I wonder what will happen to Goldwhites. You've done right by me. For that I thank you. Not the most direct route, but we got here in the end. All that remains is for Goldwhites to give his testimony. On behalf of the Yellow Jackets, I offer my thanks. You've kept your word. Now it's my turn. Fare you well. Every city has its problems, this one more than most. It is high time we moved on. Seeing as we've been to Alamigo, Gridania, Ul'dah, and Limsa Lominsa, that just leaves Ishgard. I don't exactly thrive in cold climates, though. Just get yourself a decent overcoat and you'll be fine. Well then, let's be off. A decent overcoat. I guess so. Brr, why would anyone want to live here? Even with these thick clothes, I'm frozen to the bone. She is wearing a lot, too. Not a natural climate for Vieira, but I imagine he's quite at home being with all that thick fur he's got underneath his clothing. I'll admit it's a fair bit colder than I was expecting. Not that it's anything to be concerned about. That's easy for you to say. You'll soon get used to it, I'm sure. Anyway, Leon, it seems that instead of offering work via an adventurer's guild, Ishgard's Temple Knights issue leaves. Yeah, they do. Although there do not appear to be any clients in need of protection, it is only a matter of time before something comes our way. Until then, be sure to not let your skills or your gunblade go rusty. See, even I have fur on. I'm dressed for this weather, right? The thick fur? Yeah. Sure. I'll say one thing for Ishgardians. They certainly know how to dress. Not only do their clothes keep out of the cold, well, most of it, or keep out the cold, well, most of it, they are surprisingly elegant. Yeah, they are. That's very true. Of defectors and defenders. We Hrothgar are quite used to snow and ice, I called it, so we sometimes forget the problems it poses for other races. This morning, a homeless Hyr lad was found lying stone cold in the street. Oh, damn. When they came to carry him away, he was frozen solid, like a statue. Excuse me. The poor thing can't have been more than 20 some... Excuse me again. The poor thing can't have been more than 20 summers old. Damn, he was 20 years old? And he's dead. Cut down in his prime. We asked the Temple Knights if there was something we could do, and we were told that they had the perfect assignment for us. Our client this time is Reese of Garland Ironworks. Their founder, Sid Garland, is one of the few Garlands to have turned his back on the Empire and is a hero to many living under their rule. I wonder if I might have the honor of meeting him in person. At any rate, we must first head to the Sky Steel Manufactory. Yeah, stick around long enough, you'll meet Sid. Oh, right there. The next one down the list. Is it true that Sid is the one who introduced Magitech to Eorzea? So this is one of Sid Garland's workshops? It would make sense, stands to reason. When he defected. Good morning. I take it you're the bodyguard sent by the Temple Knights? There's someone I'd like you to protect. A recently defected Garlean engineer, as it happens. I'll not bore you with the details, but he is to oversee the installation of a cerulean heating system. We're hoping it would avert tragedies like the one that recently occurred in the Broom. Yes, we saw the body being carried away. Terrible sight it was. If this engineer friend of yours needs safe passage here, we'd be glad to help. Unfortunately, the Empire does not take kindly to desertion, especially when the man in question is one of its most highly esteemed scientists. We received word that a group known as the Alade has been dispatched to see that he never reaches Ishgard. Godspeed good! I've heard of them. Prisoners offered an opportunity to reduce their sentences through loyal service to Garlemald. By all accounts, they fight like men possessed, desperate to earn their freedom. Worst of all, they are led by Vitus Quo Massalia, a man whose cruelty knows no bounds. Now, time to look back at our notes from the Great Google Library. What does Quo mean? Vitus Quo Massala. I'll have to look at my screenshots later. As a soldier, he reached the rank of Pilus Prior, but was relegated after butchering a village of innocent civilians, purely to sate his own bloodlust. Jesus Christ. Even his fellow Garleans were disgusted by these barbaric acts, yet they did not to damage his reputation as a skilled warrior, equal to Gaius van Belsar himself. During my imprisonment, Vitus Quo Massala came to enlist me. I told him I'd sooner rot in jail than serve under a rabid dog like him. As you can imagine, he was far from pleased with my refusal and tried to persuade me, by using my Magitech collar, to administer countless electric shocks. I'll never forget the look in his eyes as he pushed that button over and over. Of course, not everyone is as resilient as Radovon. Many who fight for the Alade do so against their will, though they are no less deadly for it. By the Fury! If I'd known the dangers involved, I would have called the whole thing off. It's too late now, though. The airship is already on its way to Kurthus. It should soon be arriving at the Observatorium. Sadly, we couldn't gain permission to have an Imperial craft dock in the city for matters of security. From the rendezvous point, we'll proceed the rest of the way on foot. Once we're safely inside the Gates of Judgment, we can consider the mission a success. Excuse me, fuck. Your friend is risking his life for the sake of others. Reese, I give my word that he will reach Ishgard safely. Listen, Sophie, you know as well as I do that the Alade are as ruthless as they are tenacious. For that reason, I want you to stay behind. You think you can take them on without me there to heal you? Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful to have you by my side. But against foes like that, Leon and I will struggle to protect you and the engineer. Protect me? Look, Radovon, we protect each other, remember? Or perhaps you see me as nothing but a burden. Fine, have it your way. Damn. Not to rush you or anything, but we should get going. I'll meet you at the airship landing on top of the tower. And now we're short one person. She didn't like that one. She's pissed. Before we leave, there's something I'd like to make clear. I didn't mean what I said to Sophie. I think she's an excellent conjurer and more than capable of taking care of herself. But this is Vitus Quo Massala we're dealing with. A monster who delights in toying with his prey. I can't let her face that kind of danger. You see, Sophie and I have been inseparable ever since we escaped our Garlean captors. When I discovered what had befallen my family, I came close to taking my own life. And I might have even gone through with it if Sophie hadn't stopped me. She's lost loved ones too, but has never given up hope. Sophie helped me realize that there's still a place in this world for me. In fact, it was her idea that I become a bodyguard. Although no one will ever replace the family I lost, she helped fill that void in my life and gave me a reason to carry on. Ha! If she were here now, she would tell me to stop being such a sentimental old fool, or words to that effect. Anyway, the sooner we finish this assignment, the sooner I can get back here and apologize to her. Yeah. He was pretty hurt. He really thinks you don't trust her enough. Shit. Okay, good thing I... Damn. When in doubt, trust your gut instincts, friends. Fuck going up the tower from the inside, that shit sucks. Going this way. No! I wanted to talk to Radovan first, god damn it. Now that you're here, allow me to introduce the man you will be escorting. Oh well. Kato non Mamula at your service. Or should that be Kato Mamula now that I'm in Ishgard? Is something the matter? No, it's nothing. Master Mamala is carrying documents liberated from the Empire that could prove vital in Garland Ironworks' investigation of Omega. This may lead to an increased likelihood of encountering Imperial pursuers, however. Well then, shall we begin? Omega. That a login monstrosity, as Lolorito called it, right? Wait. Okay, yeah. I was like, how far are we going? At a login monstrosity, buried underneath Cartano, lying dormant still. They found us! That's the way! Give them what for! Oh, you got one already, Radovan. The Alade knew we were coming. Hell's bells, they must have seen that airship from Malms away. I'll stay with the engineer. You go on ahead and draw them out. We'll rendezvous at the camp to the north. There isn't much cover, but they could be hiding in the snow. You'd be surprised how easy it is to actually hide in the snow. Got the right outfit and the right terrain. It's possible. You blend into the snow quite a bit. Which one's mine? Other way around, asshole. First the guards, then the target. Oh, right, I used it on... yeah. Phew. Bring it on, asshole. Let's go. Hey, I got some unexpected help. Passing adventure. A Reaper, no less. Some of the Alade stayed in their hiding places until you'd passed. One of them got to Reese. He's hurt, but it could have been a lot worse. I'm sorry. It caught me by surprise. We've made it this far, but Vetus is still out there. If this is just a taste of what the Alade have in store for us, our best option is to avoid confrontation altogether. Mamula and I will sneak past them while you and Reese stay behind. The two of us stand a better chance than a group of 4. I mean, his reasoning is sound, actually. He hasn't let us down yet. He's got good judgment, so yeah, go ahead. Take care of Mamula. We'll meet back in Ishgard. My colleagues will contact me via link pearl once Master Mamula has arrived in Ishgard. In the meantime, we should lie low. We don't want to alert the Alade to our presence any more than we already have. Oh, and I'd better get these wounds looked at. You do that, buddy. Thank goodness you're alright! You've been gone so long, I came looking for you. I met a few nasty characters on the way here, but I soon sent them packing. Excuse me. Like I'm just sitting here like a statue, just waiting to hear from Radovan through link pearl. Wait, where's Radovan? And that engineer you're supposed to be escorting? No, he decided we should split up. It's safer that way. Kato Nan Mamula? That's his name, yeah. What about it? If the two of them are together, then... Radovan never talks to anyone about it, but he comes from a place called Bozja Citadel. It was utterly destroyed in a Garlean experiment gone wrong. In charge of the project were Midas Nan Garland and his right-hand man, Kato Nan Mamula. Radovan's opposition to Bozja being used as a testing ground for potentially dangerous magitech led to his imprisonment, and his fears were proved correct when the city was obliterated. There's a strong chance that he's planning to exact his revenge. Oh shit. Just like what happened back in Limsa with that Yellow Jacket and the Gold Whites. That's his name. We have to stop him! They headed west towards Ishgard, yes? We should be able to follow their tracks. There's no time to lose! Yeah, especially because he's been gone for a while. Damn, he took him all the way out there? Somewhere quiet. Somewhere quiet will, where, you know, no one will hear him or see him. Gates of Judgment. Yep. You went way past Ishgard, friend. That look on Leon's face, he's like, you son of a bitch. Radovan, I trusted you, buddy. Yep, this is a familiar sight, isn't it? For my homeland. For my family! Ozja. Stop! Don't do it, man! Leon? This is not the way. Stay back. This fiend robbed me of everything I held dear. Don't deny me my vengeance. You swore to protect him. Don't you remember the things you said to that yellow jacket who wanted to do the same thing to Gold Whites? I will not beg your forgiveness. However, I ask that you hear my final words. Midas and I knew there were risks involved with the experiments, but we did not foresee that it could fail so catastrophically. I have lived with unending, agonizing guilt ever since. From that day forth, I have sought redemption, a chance to somehow right the wrongs I have committed. That is why I asked Midas' son, Sid, to aid in my defection from Garlemald, that my knowledge and expertise may be put to good use. But I always knew that the sins of my past would return to haunt me. I submit myself to your judgment. Have you forgotten about Gold Whites? That's what I've been trying to say, too. What have I become? My honor as a gunbreaker, as a man, I've thrown it all away. You are the last of us now. You want us to kill him now, sir? No. The old goat can wait. It's the prowling lion we want. Yes. Your head will make a fine trophy. Is Mamala alright? And where's Radovan? He... well... wandered off? But we've still got a job to do. And I dread to think what might have happened if you hadn't stopped him. Come on, Leon. With or without Radovan, we still have a job to do. Let's get Mamala to Ishgard. Right. I noticed that Radovan acted rather strangely when he first met Master Mamala, but I had no idea he'd try to kill him. Thank goodness for you and Sophie. I shall not squander this second chance at life. You have my eternal gratitude. Of course. After the trouble you had reaching Camp Dragonhead, I'm pleasantly surprised that the Alade kept away from us for the remainder of the journey. Yes, fortunate indeed. All's well that ends well, as the saying goes. One thing still troubles me, though. If that Vitus Quo, or Vitus Quo Masala is as ruthless as you say, it is 2L, right? Yeah, okay. As ruthless as you say, I doubt the walls of Ishgard will deter him from pursuing his target. Excuse me? As such, Master Mamala will be closely guarded until we can be certain it's safe. Yes, it would be a shame if I were kept from fulfilling my obligations. I hope that the next time we meet, I shall have glad tidings to share. Yeah, you owe it to a lot of us, to a lot of people. Including us, to do your best and put your best foot forward at making amends for what you did. We managed to get Mamala here unharmed, but in doing so, we've lost sight of Radovan. He could be anywhere by now. But we've been through too much for me to turn my back on him now. If he decides to get his act together, he knows where to find me. Until then, we'd better be on the lookout for the Alade. I doubt we've seen the last of them. Steel against steel. For better or worse, the Alade are nowhere to be seen. Reese and the others seem to think they've abandoned their mission and gone back to Garlemald, which I highly doubt. For them, failure simply isn't an option. But what I want to know is, where is Radovan? I've got a good mind to pack up and leave him here. Or at least find somewhere warmer to wait for him. If there's one thing I can't bear, it's standing about doing nothing, especially somewhere as bitterly cold as this. I know. Let's go and ask the Temple Knights if they have any work for us. What took you so long? I've already been and spoken to them. Anyway, there's a client looking for protection, but they wish to remain anonymous. I teleported here as fast as I could. I mean, you're fast. I don't know. We're supposed to meet them in a place called Twin Pools, which is in Western Curthus, apparently. Seeing as we have nothing better to do, we may as well go and find out what they want. It should pass the time until Radovan comes back, if nothing else. Yeah, I guess so. Damn, that's far. My prayers have been answered. I was beginning to think the Temple Knights had forgotten about me. I do hope you will forgive my need for secrecy. The nature of my request is very sensitive, you see. Now, if you would be so kind as to follow me. Okay. Oh, shit! I can't break free! Yeah, neither can I. What the hell? This is bullshit! Ah, hell no. Wriggle all you want, little fly. Nothing escapes my web. Ah, but 'twould be a shame for you to die without knowing the name of the spider who ensnared you. I am Vitus Quo Masala, commander of the Alade. Shit. Of course it's the big man himself. When we came to collect that old goat who had strayed from the herd, I never expected to find a prowling lion. Or should I say, warrior of light. Yeah, he wasn't referring to Radobon when he said prowling lion. But I do like the play on words there. It's a nice little deception. It makes you, it subverts your expectations. You think he's talking about, you know, Radobon because he looks like a lion, being Hrothgar. But nope. He was after me the whole time. There are many in Garlemald who would be delighted were I to present your corpse. I think that's supposed to be corpse, but that's a typo. Were I to present your corpse. And I doubt that restoring me to Pilus Prior will suffice. No. Legatus would be far more fitting. Vitus Van Masala has such a wonderful ring to it. Yes. So close I can almost taste it. Your tale ends here. Shit! Oh. Oh, shit! Yes, that was supposed to be me yelling fuck, but it was delayed. Radobon! Where the bloody hells have you been? Tracking the Alade. That's how I knew they'd come after you, Leon. Prisoner 1441, if I'm not mistaken. First you refuse my kind offer, then you have the audacity to escape. And now this. Whatever am I to do with you? His sword looks similar to Legatus Van Hydrus? Yeah. Kind of like Van Hydrus's, yeah. You're not the only one with a few tricks up his sleeve, Vetus. Regular Van Hydrus, that's what it was. Oh shit! The shock collars! When we first encountered the Alade, I noticed the collars they were wearing. I had one myself not so long ago. This must be your way of maintaining discipline. I took one of them to Mamula, who engineered a device similar to yours. How ironic that the very collars you are so fond of could be turned against you. Now you're all alone against all three of us, prick. You just chopped that dude's head off! Worthless dogs. Yeah, see, we saw regular Van Hydrus do that too. Of course I never needed the Alade or those Magitech traps to slay the likes of you. But I prefer to leave nothing to chance. No matter, we will just have to settle this the old-fashioned way. Speaking of which, where did you find those antiques? If you think they can compare to a Garlean gunblade, you are wrong. Very wrong. So that's what regular Van Hydrus had. A Garlean version of a gunblade, huh? Much as I wish to fight him alone, there is more at stake here than my pride. We must rid the world of this beast once and for all. Leon? Sophie? Follow my lead. We're with you, buddy. We got this son of a bitch. They always play this music for the Garleans. Do hold still while I take your head, little lion. I would make a present of it to the Emperor himself. As for your friends, I am more than happy to hack them to pieces. When I told you he rivals Gaius Van Velsar, that was no exaggeration. Watch out, Leon. It's you he's after. Bring it on, I say. I always forget to apply the damn dot. There we go. You savages could never hope to master a technique such as this. Impudent wretches! How dare you keep me from my prize? You mad, bro? He's after Sophie! Stop him! Should have known the Warrior of Light would not fall so easily. I mean, yeah. Did you really expect any different? You thought I was some punk? I couldn't tell if that was a... There it is. Insanguination. Something about blood. Jesus Christ! That was some loud business! Ow. I have enjoyed our little game, but the time has come to end it. This does not look good. Radovon, take my ether. Sophie, help me form a barrier. Understood. So it's come to this. No choice but to use the final something. He uses level 3 limit break. You have defied me long enough! Holy shit, I'm almost dead. We made it, but that took everything we had. I will do what I can. All spent, little flies? Now, Warrior of Light, there is no one left to save you. It's up to you, Leon. Show him the true strength of a gunbreaker. Finally, we are alone. Let us fight. Steel against steel. Have it your way. So it is the order, there was just a delay. Alright. Last time I thought it was a different move. He was just delaying it or something, but no. You are testing my patience. Sorry to be such an inconvenience to you, asshole. There'll be nothing left to bury. Impressive, but no match for Garlean Magitech. How about you? Oh, you made me miss. What a little bitch. Calls for Garlean firepower. This guy's tricky, isn't he? So stubborn. Why do you deny your true purpose? You exist only to further my legacy. Now die! I think if you touch it, you do get hurt by it, right? Oh, never mind. I thought you did. Not this time, asshole. I didn't make it out of that one. Oh, I did! It didn't hit! Shit! Haha, fool! What fucking now? Perhaps it is time to see death from the other side. Flawless victory. No, I got hit by the order at least once, but still. Fuck him. That was a good fight though, holy shit! That was intense! I'm glad I didn't shirk it and put it on very easy for that one. That was a good one. That was epic as hell. And we got to see the level 3 limit break for a gunbreaker too. Radovon used it. Shot that barrier. Pew, pew, pew. I never thought I'd live to see the day that Vitas Quo Masala met his match. You're a better gunbreaker than I ever was. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for all the trouble I've put you both through. You're sorry? I should bloody well hope so too, you great oaf. What were you thinking, threatening Mamula like that? Not to mention leaving us to escort him to Ishgard. When Leon found me and Mamula, I noticed the Alade watching us from a nearby clifftop. I thought it was strange that they'd pass up the opportunity to attack us. So I made it appear as though I'd abandoned you and started following them in secret. I discovered that their primary target was now the Warrior of Light, not Kato Mamula. Their scouts saw you on the way to Camp Dragonhead and reported it to Vetus, who then called off the ambush to see for himself if the information was valid. Powerful as he would never show his hand unless he was certain of victory, so he waited to make his move. One thing I did know for certain is that even if the three of us fought together, we wouldn't stand a chance against the full might of the Alade. That was when I decided to consult our fugitive engineer. We talked into the early hours of the morning until we reached an understanding, and he agreed to construct a Magitech control device. In order for the plan to work, I would have to remain hidden until the very last moment, even from the two of you. Excuse me. But I thought you needed time alone to think about what you'd done. The remorse I felt for dishonoring myself was no act. When I realized Mamula's identity, I wanted to confront him about Bozja, but I needed to get him away from you and Reese. I never had any intention of killing him. All I wanted was for him to admit to his crimes. But it still gave me a sick sense of satisfaction to see him on his knees, defeated. That is when I knew I'd betrayed the ideals of the Gunbreaker, that I had abandoned my honor. I want to thank you for guiding me back to the true path. No problem, dude. With Vetus gone, any remaining members of the Alade are free of his control and are likely to be treated as fugitives running from the Empire. In any case, I think it is safe for Mamula to come out of hiding now. All's well that ends well, right? Though I may never forgive Mamula for what he has done, he strives to atone for his sins, as I do mine. It is not for me to judge him. For all his talk about honor, Radovan can be a right sneaky bastard when it suits him. I'll have to keep my eye on him. Yeah. That's true. But damn, he saved all of our asses in the end. Allow me to express my gratitude for vanquishing the Alade, which I understand was due in no small part to Radovan's marvelous idea involving the Magitech collars. I am glad to hear the device I cobbled together functioned as intended. Yes, we couldn't have done it without your help. Vetus alone pushed the three of us to our limits. Had the Alade joined the fight, things would have ended very differently. We owe you our lives. It's a shame we couldn't liberate them, though. That bastard just killed them all in cold blood. All things considered, it was the least I could do. A remarkably simple matter, in fact, compared to my next endeavor, the installation of Ishgard's ceruleum heating system. While I may never be able to adequately repay the kindness I have been shown, I must begin somewhere. Until we meet again. Leon, since I first met you, I knew you had the potential to become a Gunbreaker. As the only one of my clan to escape the destruction of Bozja Citadel, I thought the art of the Gunblade would die with me. Now that I have passed on all I know to you, my successor, I feel that there is little for you to gain from taking on assignments with us. Yes, we can hardly expect the Warrior of Light to spend valuable time assisting us with our money-making schemes. Before we part ways, however, there is one last place I would like to visit with you. I hear that a great many adventurers who hope to make a name for themselves head to Revenant's Toll. I imagine there will be plenty to keep us busy. But more than anything, I am hoping to find others to whom I can impart the teachings of my clan. Once people see you with your gunblade strapped to your back, I'm sure it'll pique their curiosity. So, will you come with us? Of course. All's well that ends well, right? Seems like a funny location for a town, but it certainly is lively. Oh yeah, there's always people here. I must confess, we would have struggled to find the place without you. Yes, when I first heard about a remote settlement populated almost entirely by adventurers and the like, I was expecting it to be a lot more lawless and chaotic. Knife fights over card games, that sort of thing. What a pleasant surprise it turned out to be. With a little luck, I'll find candidates to train as gunbreakers. Although it goes against the traditions of my clan to teach outsiders, meeting you has proved to me that we were being overly cautious. You see, the gunblade is forged for one purpose: to protect. Just like Squall protected Renoa in Final Fantasy VIII, he was her knight. Cypher was Edea and Ultimisia's knight, essentially. Knights in shining armor, literally, since the whole story is about love and romance. So yeah, the gunblade is forged to protect. We feared that its techniques would fall into the hands of those who seek to oppress and conquer, such as the Garleans and the Logans before them. Centuries of being beset by enemies on all sides taught us to fear and mistrust those not of our clan. That is why we kept our art such a closely guarded secret. But when you came to our rescue that day, you acted without a thought for your own safety to aid those in need. This is the true essence of the Gunbreaker. You have your own ideals to protect, your own promises to keep. Go forth, Leon, and follow your path, wherever it may lead. Thanks, Proudavon. You two take care as well. Farewell, my friends. Following your hard-fought victory, you have mastered a new technique. Continuation, which I used during the quest battle. Made it a deal easier. The requirements for the next Unbreaker quest. There it is. All done. Now I can put on my proper glam for this. Oh shit! There we go. This is the outfit you actually get at level 60 when you first unlock the job quest. In my opinion, it's a huge upgrade to Squall's outfit. It's lore friendly for FF14, but aside from that, it looks way bulkier and more... Somebody described it as being more mature, the vibe. It's like, yeah, I suppose Squall was just a teenager. This looks like Squall went through some shit, slightly older, more experienced now. And it kind of gives off that sort of cowboy look. Except instead of using a gun, it's a gunblade. Which is way cooler in my opinion. I remember ever since I was a child, I always enjoyed the concept of guns and swords, of course, with the video games that I played. So when FF8 introduced the fusion of the two, a sword and a gun at the same time, like this, I fell in love immediately. I happened to like the main character too. He grew on me pretty quick. So I was like, hell yeah. So yeah, one of my big inspirations for actually starting to play FF14 was when they released Gunbreaker. I was like, yes, finally a job class that matches, you know, what I would want from a Final Fantasy MMO. Which is to play as Squall's job class using a gunblade. Before Gunbreaker, I always told myself if I ever played this game, it would be as a Dragoon. The next best thing I could think of. A Dragoon and a Ninja, which I did. I played as a Dragoon and Ninja until I unlocked Gunbreaker. But even so, I still didn't use Gunbreaker for party content, just single player stuff. And I still plan on doing that mostly. But I've gained enough experience in this game that I'm actually more confident about tanking now. I still don't like it as a role, but I'm more confident doing it now than I was before. I wouldn't mind doing it more often now. So, maybe I might actually become, like, a full-time Gunbreaker now. I think it suits my character, too. Seeing as I, you know, obviously halfway modeled him off of Squall a little bit. And added my own flavor to him. But yeah. That's pretty much it. I think that's all for today, folks. Oh yeah, I gotta see this real quick before we go. The battle stance literally does Cypher's... Yeah, he does Cypher's little, you know, point at you all cocky. What about the victory stance? Again, something Cypher did. Both the battle stance and the victory stance are modeled after Cypher's animations. Oh. Let's see, what else? Trying to make sure there's something else I'm not forgetting to do before I end the stream. Let me check my notes real quick. My outdated notes, because I haven't even been following them. I made a whole new plan. That explains it. If you're still watching, Crimson, I just read your message. Thanks for the heads up. You acted pretty quick. I'm glad I actually, I heeded your warning. I didn't do it. So I was like, okay, I better just listen to him and I'll ask later. When I saw your message or whatever, I was like, okay. Anyway, let me look at my notes. Okay. I knew these notes were a mess when I was making them, but I still tried it. Whatever. Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, we're done. All done, folks. Where to log out? I guess I'll go back to Britannia. Why not? Guy doing the Hildebrand dance back there in the background. Phew. Safe and sound. Back to our comfy feather bed. Alright folks, you know the drill. As always, thank you all for watching. Thanks to all of you who came by live. Crimson, thank you very much, as always. And for those of you watching on YouTube and Twitch in the future, I thank you as well, equally. I appreciate all the support on both platforms, and as always, I bid you all, please take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. Look after each other, and until next time, please have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace. And yeah, I haven't said what I'm gonna do next stream, but well, I'm leaving it as a bit of a surprise. But you'll see. You'll see. Alright, there it is. Alright, take it easy, everyone.